Okay, then.
I
So, last week, having made it to the port town of Acrux, you boarded the ship Canis Majoris, the flagship of the Empire's navy.
mm,
Met for most of you, met for the first time the captain of it, uh, Victor's brother by the name of, open the right thing here, Mercurius. And a couple of you had a fun interaction with him in his private quarters. During the second day of the voyage, you were awoken to a massive storm that was throwing the ship about. After a couple of you members helped do a little bit to help the ship guide through the storm a bit, it suddenly ceased, as by some magical means, and a man appeared in the water beside the ship asking to come aboard by the name of Fremmid. And this is where we will kick it off. So you see the man I mentioned come aboard, shaking hands with the captain. It's an honor to meet you, sir. So, how long have you been captain of this fine ship? Still kind of dumbfounded by what's going on. About a year now. Can I ask what's going on? Oh, yes, yes. I stopped the weather for you because it looked like you were having a bad time. So it seems to be doing better now. Glad I could be of help. Everyone, give me a history check. Besides, with the exception of, I'm blanking on names. Andaris, you have disadvantage on this.
That, and I'm below deck anyway.
Am I checking on the dragon?
Okay, maybe you're not here. So never mind. You don't have to give it. You don't know what's going on. You just know the ship stopped shaking.
Yeah.
I think I was on my way down when everything stopped shaking and Victor came up to investigate. Because that doesn't just happen.
sweet 16.
Not to his knowledge.
So is this against the dragon?
Just you'll see.
No, I need to know because I might have advantage on it if it's against the dragon. Because of this.
Yeah, I was just thinking here.
Let me see here.
For being of
if this is a history check against the dragon, I have advantage on intelligence checks.
Go ahead, then.
Would it make a difference at all for me coming from a mountain clan? Would it give me an advantage?
Not for you, unfortunately.
Womp. Okay. Thought I'd ask.
But you did make it, so basically I remember hearing history of some of the previous wars fought in this country about a legate that led the armies during them by that same name of Fremmid. He was known to be, since you got such a high roll, Victor, he was known, and you had studies with this, to be a commander that would be anything that would be like considered evil acts of war, tyranny. He was very adamant about wiping those people out. Damn. Like he fought for the greater good.
A good tyrant.
Okay.
Snap.
Now, would I know from those tales? Like, would I be able to PCR that this might be the same person or something merely using the same name?
As of this, he just happens to have the same name.
What a quinky dink.
So he's just basically standing there having a conversation with the captain, who looks, like I've said, for the lack of a better term, dumbfounded.
So, is this the dragon?
What? I don't think... What?
Yeah, that would be... Here, let me...
So there's
I'll just do that to mark him as the potential dragon.
Okay.
What are you doing up there then, Eric?
Eric's just gonna approach and be like, You're the one that stopped the storm?
Yes, I am.
How big are you really? Then I'll turn to him and speak in Draconic. I know what you are. He'll say in Draconic.
He answers back in Draconic. What am I then?
A dragon.
A good friend of the ship since you stopped the storm. I mean, no offense, my friend.
I have to look this up here.
Oh, darker.
Let's say in here again. Well, just to put it simple, he basically says to you what would be the actual size, what would be gargantuan.
Jesus.
Okay. So he's a big boy.
He says that in Draconic. Does anybody else here speak Draconic?
Nah, I just hear words.
Actually, good question. Would Victor have his helm with him at this point?
I don't know. Do you?
Probably not. Hearing that, he probably would run back and go grab that. So I'm going to quietly. So Victor would just quietly take his leave. And
No, I did not give him. Mercurius does not understand him, but I did not give him Draconic. He's looking. I don't speak Draconic. What was what were you talking with about there, Eric?
Just asking him his size. That's all.
His size?
Yeah,
Measure
that's
up.
quite impressive. Do you have a domain around here or something?
Points over to the islands.
Sweet. You seem pretty cool. You didn't like wreak havoc on this ship. Are there any more storms coming? I don't like, unnaturally messing with weather because, it has purpose. So unless you were creating the storms, which I would assume would be protection for your island, can we just kind of go about our merry way?
Give
Kind of in a
me a
hurry.
quick perception check. Look, he like points and looks around.
Chug for me, roll 20. Chug for me.
Chug.
Yeah, you can kind of see. It looks like it's only what he made looks like kind of there's an eye of the storm you're in right now, where this area is kind of not in it, but around you the storm's still kind of brewing.
Yes, very much appreciated. You slowed the storm for us around this. Our options are either you follow with us to prevent the storm from, wreaking havoc, or we stop off at your island and take a rest until the storm blows over. Whichever one you would prefer.
Well, unfortunately, I can only keep this around my domain by this island, so unfortunately, you will have to wait it out.
That's fine. Then we're gonna steer our ship towards your islands. Is that okay?
Well, it's up to the captain, honestly. I don't mind.
I mean, yeah, it's up to the captain. I'm just making sure it's okay with you. Eric seems like, okay, yeah, we need to get this guy's permission first.
Well, no, of course. I was going to let you do that regardless. 'Cause I know this
Awesome.
storm's going to last, looks around a couple hours more, I'd say. You're welcome to wait it out here.
Well, Captain, since we're in the eye of the storm eye is over this island, I suggest we make haste for that archipelago over there.
Still looking a little dumbfounded. Sure. Starts giving commands like saying, about face, turn towards the... Prepare to make anchor at that island, stuff like that.
Is it possible we could maybe ride ahead on the dragon just for scouting purposes?
It's only
It's polymorphed right now. can't be a person at the moment. Nobody knows it's a dragon but Eric.
Yeah, you haven't figured that out yet. Your character hasn't.
Eric knows it because he put 2 and 2 together last episode with an intelligence check or a nature check. So
You can give me a nature check too, then, if you want. If anyone wants to try to see if they can figure this out, but it's going to be pretty high check. So
What was it?
nature check.
Nature check. Okay. 19.
Yeah, Mountain Blood. You kind of this man's weird. He's got a different kind of skin tone you've never seen on a person before. Wonder what that could mean. Oh well. Yeah, Victor, you put 2 and 2 together as like, oh yeah, I've heard stories about dragons that can do this.
Here be dragons, because apparently that was not a lie. Not just a fanciful marking at the end of the map. Excuse me, I'm gonna get my helmet. Speaking of which, let me know what I can repop back in scene, just to represent him going down, grabbing his helmet, and running back up.
Yeah, when you're doing that, do you run into Andaris down below deck?
Yeah, as he was running by and then running back up towards the thing with his helmet, Antares would probably give him what the hell's going on?
Dragon business would be his literal response.
I beg your pardon.
We have an unexpected guest. Can't talk. Zips back through.
Yeah, he's gonna follow him up.
Yeah, you want to be just that one, because we're not doing any stuff inside. By the way, when you went to grab your helmet, which was in your room, you hear Harold going, "The ship's not moving, but why is the room still moving?"
Oh,
Nicole.
we would be too distracted to pay any mind, but he did hear that. He just doesn't care.
When you come up, he sees both of you guys. Ah, greetings. Must be some other crew members?
Yes.
Well, passengers, more like.
When you said yes to that, your brother interjects. This man is not a member of my crew. He is merely a passenger on this ship, and should not be given any station other than a passenger.
Oh, snap.
Still
They're
waiting on
my
my
allies, friend. The large one that's bald, the red one without, shaved horns, and the other large one.
Bald? I'm bald? Oh, God.
Well, your character
why I
art you
get so
provided
angry.
me shows you're bald, so...
That's why I'm so angry.
His hair is invisible.
It's translucent.
It's a very powerful enchantment.
You see,
I'm gonna do that now for my next bald character. He was cursed by a hag to have invisible hair.
you know it's there, but nobody else can see it. But never again we should have looked upon these marvelous locks.
That's why my character touches himself so much, because he's just feeling his hair out.
Anywho, moving swiftly aside from that comment. So Victor would give a polite bow. Not like a full non-derail bow. Just a polite bend bow, just so because he's suspicious, but he's enough to know I don't know if I want any of this right now. So be a little bit of nervousness will be on his face.
You can relax, my friend. I mean you no harm. So he points, he just goes to the captain. So, what's been the situation in the Empire in the last few years? I haven't made my way up there recently. So the I forgot I was playing him too. I'm an idiot. He goes, yes,
Yarr!
we've been at peace with Dragon's Bane after the last war we had with them. So it's been uneventful the last year or so. Other than that, it's been pretty good, I guess. Fremmid responds back, yes, that war, I didn't... No side was just in that war, so I didn't pay any mind to it. Who ended up winning, may I ask? Captain doesn't respond to this. He's thinking. Anyone want to give me a history check here?
I absolutely would.
I'll throw it in just to see.
Actually, before we go any further, weren't a couple of us with seasickness, or is that subsided with the
Since
end
the
of
ship
war?
isn't really moving anymore, you're not being affected by it.
Oh, good. Just wanted to be sure.
Anyone else gonna throw in on that?
With a 23, that's good.
Okay, so yeah, both Mountain Blood and Victor, you remember hearing from passersby that in the grand scheme of things, this war was basically kind of more started on both the Emperor and the King of Dragonsbane being kind of asshole-ish, the best way to describe it for what you've heard. So
Yeah.
both sides kind of started with each other, but
Great.
the Empire did annex one of their cities from them.
Oh,
But
that's not great.
it was more that they came willingly because they were treated kind of like basically slaves there.
So it was the Empire narrowly, technically, kind of won. But no
Yeah,
one exactly thrilled. Only a few people maybe feel a bit better about it, but otherwise, not a lot of death, not a lot of gain.
Yeah.
Let's see, what would you put it? It was yeah, Victor would stick his head on at that point and say, the Empire narrowly won, but no, whether anyone would say who's the true winner in all this is a matter for historians. Whether anybody actually really won.
yes, it was one of those wars. Not a fan of those. I don't like picking sides with either of them. Although I probably would have sided with the Empire with that war if I would have gotten involved, but I decided not to.
So
As I'm not a fan of that kingdom.
So you would say politics is not your strong suit then, huh?
Not necessarily. I have a history with one of their old rulers.
How old we talking?
How long ago was that now?
I
Let
don't
me
need
do
a
a-
number if you need to, if you don't want to share a number, just more or less interested.
Yeah, I'd say 300 years ago or so.
Wow.
Oh.
So you've been kind of hanging around these islands for that amount of time, or?
I'd say about that long, yeah.
Interesting. I apologize if it seems a little weird that I'm a little enamored with you. My clan taught me how to take down the bad ones, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I've run into a few of my brethren that are not the nicest of people.
Yeah, well, right word there. People. People are people. There are good ones, there are bad ones, and then there's just the rest of us.
you wouldn't happen to be legate Fremen, would you? Or at least
I've been
okay?
known by that as that term in the past. Yes.
Yeah, just to come right at, flat out and ask. Huh. That's something that would the dates would match up. That if given everything you've told us.
You see your brother going. It like that clicks on when you say that. Oh, this makes sense now. Ah, yes. Well, if you would, while we were waiting on the storm, would you like to goes to the Fremmid? Would you like to join me in my quarters? I have some fine wine. I would be glad to share with you.
It's a trap.
It's Eric's gonna lean in, it's really not that good of a wine.
Do you say
a
that in
trap.
Draconic?
Yes.
Victor just nods approvingly. He says nothing.
Ah, well, yes, that would be lovely way to kill some time. You could regale me with some of your adventures, my good captain. As they both wander off into their into his quarters over through here. As he's leaving, you hear him say, Aurora, you're in charge of the ship while we're discussing matters. See her do the salute. Aye, aye, Captain. Everyone, back to post. Keep watch.
Just I'm saying aye, and just everyone just shuffles off like nothing's happened.
At this point, you see Simon come up from under deck. What the hell did I miss?
Nothing. Actually, you know what? There was some maiden in the ocean saying that they were looking for a most skilled bard.
That would be Harold. This is Simon Porter. This is our the second mate.
I understand that. So maybe we can get the one that's tied downstairs to go take a swim. You know what I mean?
Here,
Yeah,
let me
he's
help you.
kind of a guest of the king and queen, so we kind of can't do that.
Also, that was a dragon.
A what?
Yeah, that person that your captain's speaking with is a dragon.
No. Let me repeat myself. A what?
A dragon.
You see a dragon. It's very large.
War! Scales. This one's actually substantial in size too. If I'm to believe what they're telling the truth with what size they're saying.
Just everyone, give me a quick perception check on Simon.
Simon. Perception. Oh crap! Where'd it go?
8.
Oh, garbage.
12.
Okay. Eric, Mountain Blood, and Victor, you all notice his eye patch is on a different eye today. You don't notice that, Andaris.
Something seems weird on this guy today.
I think didn't we already notice that last time when he was when we were playing poker? I thought we made a note then that his eye patch was on a different eye.
Yeah, but he seems to have it on a different eye this time as well.
Oh, okay.
He has a
How many
third
eyes
eye
does
he's
this
got
guy
right.
have?
He has 2, but he seems to be swapping it back and forth on which eye it's on.
Okay, that actually makes sense with how eye patches work. So Eric doesn't pay it any mind. That's what you do with an eye patch. You have it covered during one eye covered during the day, and then you reveal it at night. So that way you actually don't have time. There's no time to adjust your sight. That was the purpose of an eye patch.
Yeah, but he does it more for above and below decks, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
Since you had a really good roll, I'll tell you that. Because there's not many windows below decks, so. Oh boy.
I wouldn't worry too much if that dragon, if his size is to be believed, if he wanted to eat the ship, he would have.
I don't think he's the kind to do that anyway. If the stories of Legate Fremmid are true, and this is the same, we'll be. I think I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say things will probably be fine.
Yeah, he's probably just looking for something to put on his island. Not the ship, but like a trinket or something to kind of keep an idea of what time is going on.
I'm pretty sure if this isn't retirement, I'm pretty sure he's just looking for something to do.
Yeah, this isn't anything too substantial.
You said Fremmid?
Yeah.
Huh. I think that's the name of the little island chain looks over. Yeah, I think that's what they call that little archipelago over there.
Yeah, that's his domain.
That makes sense.
That's why the storm stopped.
My old friend from back in the city I grew up with would always wanted to meet a dragon. Wonder what Xanatha's up to.
Wait, stop. As soon as he says Xanatha, he grabs onto him.
Do you know that name? I'm just curious. Does Eric know that name?
That's a good question. When was Xanatha dropped before? He was following the group.
Oh, I remember who Xanatha is.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
I'll
Okay,
gladly
yep.
roll for it.
I was gonna say I'll let you roll a history for it, but yeah, you do
Nice.
remember that name when you were trailing the group.
Xanatha.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe he was there when Andaros mentioned having confronted her.
Yeah.
Eric's gonna lean in onto him. Is there somewhere quiet where we can discuss something with you?
Let me check. He goes into this door here. Pops back out. Yeah, it's empty in here. We can go in here.
All right.
Victor would head in. It was Mount Blood.
Can you lock that door?
Sure. Was the Andaris and Mountain Blood coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the right hand side.
I'm gonna give this room a look over to see if there's any way anyone can listen in or peep in.
There is the loading bays above it, but they are closed right now, and is some creaking that might
Okay.
disguise low whispers.
All right. So, we need to keep this nice and quiet. Your friend Xanatha? She was working with a necromancer.
He looks at you. What?
Yeah. Before we got on the boat, before the assassination attempt on the Emperor, these three were tasked with an elf to go investigate some disappearances near the capital, whereas they found a necromancer working with a woman to bring, volunteers, he does the air quotes around it, for experimentation, to which she escaped. And I think she was also in town when the assassination happened, right? I think that's right. Maybe?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Like
right before you found.
Yes, she was.
Right before you found the note that said when the assassination attempt would be.
So she's in the league with the fire god worshipping zealots that are trying to kill the people who are on the ship.
Now,
No, that.
Oh no.
Oh, go ahead.
Victor was like, we don't know how deep she's in with them, whether she's using them or they're using her, but nevertheless, the connection is very, very clear between the two.
No, she'd never do that. I mean, I know we kind of grew up in the poor district of the capital and had to steal to make do, but...
It's extremely possible. So when he's stolen her identity, their elf companion, the one I was tasked to follow, he had someone take his identity and frame him for a crime. So it is within the realm of possibilities that she may be being used, but
Or
I
friend.
don't know the validity of that. I just figured since you dropped that name, it clicked, that maybe you can share some information about her with us.
Ugh. Okay.
Because that elf seemed like he really wants to kill her. Like, really bad. Like, it seems like he will go to the ends of the earth to kill the people who've stolen his identity and who have betrayed him.
Yeah. We've all had spent personal time. I mean, I don't think there was a time he didn't mention it. Also, I believe the word either backstabbing and traitor came up several times. So Victor would look towards Bound and Blood and Darius for confirmation.
There's also the small matter of her having framed me for murder.
He looks at you like, what? Okay, yeah. I knew you guys were in Tauros to atone for your crimes, but jeez. Okay.
Excuse me, I didn't atone for crimes. I was hired as an outside contractor. Let's get very.
Same. I was essentially a probation officer for the elf, and once he cleared his name, I essentially just kind of joined this group.
Apparently, I blacked out and did some stuff during a bar fight, and I don't know what's beyond that point. But
That I believe completely.
ow!
Hey, Bound and Blood may be a lot of things, but only we're allowed to insult him.
Exactly. Wait, what?
That wasn't an insult. I was just saying I believed what he said.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
If I need to ask somebody something, I will. I'm not afraid.
Anyway,
To be honest, I'd hate to get into a
when was
bar
the last
fight with
time
you.
When was the last time you had any sort of communications with her?
About 5 years ago, honestly. I know, like I was saying before, we grew up in the poor part of the capital.
What?
We both kind of had to steal to make do. Although
Do
I
you
was
have
more
any shared
the
friends?
what?
You and Xanatha, do you have any shared friends that are working on this ship right now?
Unfortunately, no. As we got older, I kind of got drifted away to become more of a bodyguard, and eventually joined the army where I am now. Well, she kind of more stayed in the shadows. I think she joined the Thieves Guild at one point, and that was the last thing I heard from her.
All right. I've had some dealings with some roguish-like people before. Not necessarily bad people, but they sort of fought. You know, that they go looking for trouble, and then trouble ends up finding them, kind of deal. So I think, when he looks at the second mate, I think we should inform the captain about this. Because if anything happens on the ship, guess who we four are going to be looking at?
I would hesitate on a note of caution.
Well, that's what I'm
Considering,
saying. We need to, hey, if we let the captain know, hey, we found a connector between possibly that group of people with somebody on the ship.
well, no, my point was going to be in how much we're going to bring Simon into this. I mean, it's more for the point of is that if anybody's going to have a target on their back, it's from either side. It's going to be Simon. So, yeah, I do feel we should tell the captain, but we want to make sure it's just us.
Well, based upon what the captain's claimed, he has handpicked everyone on the ship. So
No, it's more to the point that I trust my brother enough. I don't know if anybody else might be sharing a face, quote unquote, with someone they're not. So we want to get the captain and possibly the Fremen, and if possible,
All right. So
Awake
what
up.
you're so then we have one thing we can do to make sure that your brother is your brother. Brother.
Brother.
There has to be something that you and your brother did in the past that someone who can steal faces could not have possibly have known.
My therapist, Darth Hogan isn't real. He can't hurt you. Darth Hogan, I'm
I
your
did a
father,
360, brother, and I ended up right back where I started.
Video's thinking a minute. But actually, would Gavashin and Strogan just think a minute? There might be a couple. There might be a couple things.
Or we can take this to the first mate. But seeing as though that the captain has full authority over everyone on the ship, since he has claimed he has hand-selected everyone on the ship, we want to make sure we're above board, and I'm sure our friend, the second mate here, wants to be above board too, right?
Yes. Sorry, I'm just
I
a
would
little shocked about this. It just seems so against the way she used to be.
It might possibly be that she is being impersonated by somebody, but
like you said, it's also been 5 years. She might be
Yeah.
involved in something, or at the very least, she might. People change.
yeah, and like I said, it's just more of here's your connected thread. That's fine if it's just a benign, coincidental connected thread, but we need to let somebody know about it. It covers you, it covers us, and then we're all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We should discuss this with the captain. You are right.
Victor would step forward for a quick minute and
I
just
want to
kinda,
insight him real quick.
Okay, what are you trying to figure out?
I'm just seeing how, if he actually thinks being upfront with this is actually a good idea.
Okay. Oh, it's not. It didn't give me the beep, so I didn't realize you rolled it. Yeah, you can tell he's telling the truth right now.
Okay.
So before we go, Victor would clasp one hand right on his shoulder. Say, so right now, as of right now, we have there's 2 points I need to bring up before we go ahead with this. First, we have some foreign dignitaries aboard. We need whoever after we approach the captain of this, we need to make sure they're looked after. If the assassination attempts go as far and they're willing, and I'm absolutely certain by now that they will go this far, there might be attempts be made between here and the islands. If not, once we get there, we need to make sure we keep them under close watch.
Yes, I know they're in one of what I don't know where they're actually staying on the ship. Honestly, that's part of the thing. The idea the captain had. He didn't tell us which cabin they are staying in. They are staying in there the entire trip. It's only the captain and the bodyguards for the king and queen know where they are staying.
Well, that's good. At least gives the chance that they might not know whose room to break into or which one to infiltrate. So that's good. That number 2, he would release Simon and turn towards Eric. You're going to have to be the one presenting this. If he comes out of my mouth, he's going to immediately disprove it. He's going to immediately throw it, assuming that the captain is indeed my brother and not an imposter.
All right. Well, we need to come up with a situation as to where you can drop something of a story that's slightly changed, that your brother would go, "Hey, that's not how it happened." Where an imposter would go, "Yeah, that makes sense." You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was one thing he left out. How during our little
Don't say anything.
No, I don't know. I don't know if he's even aware of it.
No, think of something that only you and he would know, and then change a fact in it to where you can identify, oh, he would definitely know this.
All right, I think I have something.
All right. All right, let's go. Second mate, my friend. Let's go talk to the captain.
May the interrogation begin.
So you both
Yay, natural 20s.
Unlocks the door, goes up to Aurora, I need to speak to the captain. Some information has come to light that is of the utmost importance. I am going to bring these guys with us because it involves them. He looks at him. Okay, I know he's talking with our new friend there, so you don't want to. No, it's not the best time to interrupt him, but if you have to do it now, it's maybe now's the good time. I'm not sure what's going on with him right now.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's best to get it out of the way now than never. So he leads you down into the before the captain's quarters there. You follow? Okay.
Yep.
Yep, I just have to move my thing.
So cramped.
Who am
I
I?
didn't say you went in yet.
That's very important. We don't jump that shark until we
Okay,
ready.
I was gonna say we'll
Okay.
let the second mate knock on the door.
So he knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Captain, I have something very, very important that needs to discuss you that is of utmost importance that has just come to light. May I enter? And you hear some laughing that sounds like the Fremmid going laughing at something. And the captain goes, yes, you may enter. If this is important, I suppose our new friend here wouldn't mind the information either. So he goes in. And you just hear the dragon going, so I just breathed lightning all over his face and just, the look on that guy's face was hilarious.
I'll be second in.
Okay, who's gonna go third?
At this point, it'd probably it'd probably be me. Just in motion to Enderis and Balboa to stay outside the door, and keep a sharp ear out.
Oh, I didn't even know we were coming, and Doris assumed that any conversation that had to do with the captain would be better without him there to irritate him.
Yeah, we're kind of not. We're all on not as good side for different reasons.
I'll
But
As
bet
you
once.
see him
Just
sitting
in
on
case.
there with another glass of bottle on the table, glass of wine in hand, as the same with Fremmid has one he's drinking from. Looks at you.
I'm assuming it's the good stuff that we had noticed earlier.
Give me a perception
Good
check on the
stuff.
bottle.
I'll
Wait.
just watch just in case anyone tries to get through.
That's a big flat 10.
Bottle does look a little older, but you can't tell if it's one of the nicer ones from what she served the other day. But it has an older looking label on it.
You win this round, brother.
Don't get hammered.
What is so important that you had to bring these gentlemen along, Simon? Well, some information that has come to light about their exploits that may involve danger aboard our ship at this very moment, sir.
It's not so much imminent danger. Through a discussion with your second mate here, he spoke of one named Xanatha, a person of interest in the assassination coup against the Emperor. She is one that we found working with a necromancer outside of the capital a day before the assassination attempt. Your brother and his associates found them in an abandoned fort, to where she led them to be, volunteers to be corpses. She fled. That next day, they found her in an alleyway where she fled and left a note expending the assassination attempt. Through conversation, your second mate has said he's had previous relationships, previous relationship with her, which ended 5 years ago. We just thought you should be notified as a connecting thread to a person of interest in the assassination attempt and your second mate.
So he looks over at Simon. Is this true, Simon? Did you know this woman that they speak of? If it is the same woman, indeed, I know it's not it's possible for someone else to share the same name. But if it's yes, I did grow up with her in the slums in the capital. So he starts thinking,
We would have given a physical description of this woman to him, so
but he does say the description they gave of her does match the last I remember her being, but that's all I have for now, sir.
yeah, we can't assume that it's the same person, as this group has stolen identities. I just thought it was interesting that there is a shared relationship between someone who has worked with these zealots and someone on your ship. I just wanted to notify you that we have discovered this, that you know that your second mate has had a previous relationship, as to, in case any issues do arise, no fingers pointed at us, no fingers pointed at him, everything's kind of above board.
Very well. So I will inform the royal guard for the king and queen that they're to accept anyone that is not me is to immediately be attacked on sight.
I would also like to interject this woman that we described, hide and give you foreknowledge on, also has links in the Thieves Guild and from the capital. So, given the amount of if it's like any appreciable sized group of such a listed nature, they probably would have not only connections but also access to a bounty of information as well as tracking people's whereabouts
And ways to infiltrate groups of people.
Now, how did you know she had ties to the Thieves Guild? Simon's not saying anything.
Ooh.
Well, simply put, when we first encountered her, she was working with bandits out of town, and given how easily she was, despite us giving her description to every guard post for between Victor would name the town they went to and back to the capital. Well, I'm sure that as well as to his own legate, you would have found, and how one of my men, Enderas, ran into her within town boundaries. And the amount of knowledge you were to glean from her personally, it would seem like it seemed to cast the year she knows someone within the Thieves Guild, or someone at least someone else who would give her access to such things.
And generally, if you know somebody in the family, you are in the family.
Yes, I remember the reports about that I received about your exploits in Arcturus, but I don't remember seeing that name on them. He seems to be thinking this over.
Victor would actually take a serious eye at that, because he knows for a fact he gave over as much information to could, including if you got a name, so you would have given a name. And that's very clear. But he doesn't say anything to that.
At this point, Fremmid butts in. You got a group of evildoers kind of doing stuff behind the back in your country, eh? That was aimed at you guys.
Well, what are evildoers not up to doing evil? That's a better question.
It's kind of what they do. That's what it says on the tin.
I mean, there's in any appreciable society, there's always an underbelly, and there's always the malcontents. Hence, eventually, something is bound to happen. But I didn't think they'd be this many or have quite this amount of gall to openly attack royalty. It's kind of scary how close they got.
Yeah, well, if those guys ever rear their heads in a big way, let me know.
Before
Sounds like a challenge. Sounds like a challenge.
Before anything else, Victor would set his gaze right upon his brother and give him once over. Just very strong, clearly enough that he doesn't mind that if the captain notices or not. He actually is hoping he's actually expecting him to. Captain Mercurius, I do,
Yes.
however, have a single question for you.
Ask away.
You said you handpicked all of your men, correct?
Yes, I did.
Every last one. Did any then, well, except for the odd few that was chosen by those you trust, did any of them report in late or seem to have any trouble? Oh, back when we were within port. Just that he quickly tried to explain away.
No, most of them were either at the barracks in town or stationed aboard the ship. Even during, I did let any of them go to the Millennium Festival, even because we knew I had another voyage coming out.
Because that's awfully.
It wasn't supposed to be this escort mission, but we had something coming up that was more important than a little festival. I will let them have their shore leave after this, but
I'm sure
they've
you
all been reporting for duty as normal the last couple weeks.
I'm sure you would. After all, it's after all how Dad raised us, giving proper due, making sure people check in on time, making sure no one's a little too intoxicated to serve their duty.
When you say intoxicated, he does kind of give a little look over at Simon.
Hey, however, but I guess it's that you are. I guess after all, that's what made you Mom and Dad's favorite. Victor would be looking to the side, but he would be giving him an eye, see if any giveaway.
Yeah, was anything you were trying to say not true there, just out of curiosity?
He's like I said, he's just trying to allude to some family history, saying because he knows his brother and him would both fully well know that Victor would have had Mom's attention the whole time, attention, whereas his father would have made sure to give him the full his brother got the full regimen of understanding what he's going to inherit and what he has to uphold.
Yes, I was always Dad's favorite, but I remember Mom always seemed to pay more attention to you than me. Which I guess, the way you turned out, I see why now.
Well, I guess there's no accounting for taste. Much like it's like I guess that's why her and her only sister would ever dote on me at any given point. Again, he would be keeping an eye on see if he would give anything away that's unusual.
Nope, nothing seems unusual about the way he's acting. Just seems like the normal stick up his butt brother you always knew.
Tell me, how is Sandra these days? Aunt Sandra.
Sorry, I got to double check something with notes here.
She always did between mom and her. I think I always liked hanging around her more.
Can't find this note here, just a second. Okay. I forgot what I was going to do with her, actually, what she's up to. I can't seem to find that note.
No problem. Like I said, Yeah, Victor would also be at this point be dropping implications that his mother only had one sister, not two. You just want to see how he would react to that. So does the captain react to anything? Does he say anything, or does he just stay quiet?
Okay, so basically you said I remember looking at your notes you gave me for his backstory. You said your mother. Did you say she had it was sisters? You said.
Yes, sisters. It was plural. She has two.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I misread that. I was saying they were your sisters in there.
Whoops. Sorry, I was implying that the backstory was supposed to say that that he had two aunts.
Aunts, okay.
And they're all mages, so.
Yep, Aunt Sarah's still serving in the military, and Sandra's still working at the college.
Didn't see you at the college during the festival. All right, and the video would just relax a bit and it's like, well, I think we've outstayed our welcome. We've passed along our information, and I can be assured that everything's on the up and up. Well, to return to Eric and Simon, like, unless we have anything else.
No, everything seems to be above board now, Captain.
Very well. I bid you leave. I'm still discussing stuff with Fremmid here, so I will get back to that. He goes, yeah, so yeah, this other time as you're walking out, this army of people trying to sack some city, just the look on their faces when I flew in was chef's kiss as you walk out.
Yeah, it's him.
Okay.
What'd you learn?
So let's just figure out where we're all just hanging out at. Unless we so okay, so the captain is in fact my brother, just so we're clear on that front.
What? Who knew?
Just wanted to make sure is that still steely-eyed, stick up his butt, but brother of mine's.
Still the same guy.
Oh, I didn't want him to know about that thieving past. Sorry for clamming up there.
That's all right. No, everyone has a history, whether they like it or not.
So how long is that thieving history you're talking about?
Yeah, it was about till I was 14 before I started getting more bodyguard work for just my fighting abilities.
So about 5 years ago?
Yeah, that was like 6.
Okay. Just interesting. That's all I'm saying. I suggest for your sake...
6. Let me double check to make sure I gave you the right time frame on that.
I say for your sake, you have somebody witness what you're doing all of the time until we get to port.
So that was 8 years ago when he started doing the more... 8 years ago when he started being more... being able to make money off being like a bouncer and bodyguard when he was 14, he says. And that's when Xanatha drifted more into more high-end thievery stuff and joining the Thieves Guild around that time.
As again, I hope you have somebody witness you 24/7 until we get to port, my friend.
And well,
yeah, I'll make sure I have one of our seamen stick with me whenever possible.
Simon, you're now involved in a dangerous game. And sadly, we don't know who all the players at the table, but at the very least, at least you know what to be keeping an eye out. Make sure it's someone you trust. Make sure it's someone you definitely wouldn't want to plant a knife in the middle of the night.
And if
Somewhere
it's
they should
somebody
be.
you don't trust, you come run in for one of us.
And if anything seems definitely unusual, yeah, come to us first, then the captain. And it's like he would definitely impress upon this. It's like a little more than state security is on the line, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I will see if if it happens at sea, I might have no choice but to go to the captain if you're not around. But
No. Wouldn't want you to alter that. Just saying.
Outside of my sleeping in a bed, I'm going to be on deck 24/7.
Yeah, Victor will probably he'll probably mention he'll stay below just so because he knows roughly what the rooms are towards where the VIP guests the dignitaries are being transferred. So he would definitely keep an eye. If not, he wouldn't go close. He wouldn't go close enough. The guards would have to tackle him. Just enough to keep an eye should anything occur.
I'll be around too. I'm big enough.
everyone, give
Oh.
me a perception check.
So yeah. Oh, and Simon, don't tell anybody about this. This is secure. This is serious.
I just realized I forgot to have the chat thing logged up properly on, and I'm streaming, so none of our roles have been showing up on there.
16.
And I'm not keeping an eye on chat at the moment, so yeah, but I do have it out.
Well, not the chat login for Roll20.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. So that's an 11.
Yeah. What did you get again, Andaris? I forgot what you said.
16.
Yeah, you all see Harold up on deck throwing up over the edge. I finally got out of bed, and this is what I have to deal with.
Should have had the stew last night, Harold. That's your own fault.
I did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It was Eric who didn't have. It was who didn't have a stew other than Harold and me. Oh well.
When is this ride over? Why did I agree to this from the king and queen?
Well, the king and queen asked you. That's why. This Victor would actually approach out on the back, just and give him a nice hearty slap on the back. But hey, don't worry. It's just another.
He almost throws up when you do the slap.
1, 2, 3. Just start slowly counting the days. About this many days until we hit board again. It'll be sure to be fun.
This many. Flashes 10 fingers like 8 times.
Oh, just not my lucky day, is it? A seagull craps on his head about that point.
Oh look, it's a lucky day. Anywho,
Better
I'm gonna
you
be
than me.
off. You all know what to do. And Harold, better out than in.
Better you than me.
Anyway, I have things to do. And Victor will just pop below deck.
Does anybody else have anything they want to do at this point?
Nothing leaps screaming to mind.
Anybody working that could be interacted with?
No, it's basically people are just looking around as the ship's basically parked right now, so nothing's going on.
Okay. I got nothing other than going to the mess hall for food.
Yeah, other than going to the mess hall, chatting up the crew, just trying to get any tidbits of information in regards to who's up to what, who has plans, what charges. Just kindly chatting people up and seeing if anything they say doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you'd go around, talk to people. Everything seems on the up and up.
So probably after an hour or two, he would approach whoever he runs into first of the party, and basically relay a whole lot of nothing.
Eric, give me a. You were like look. What were you doing? Looking out at sea.
He's just keeping an eye out on people.
Sure. Give me a perception
Just-
check.
More or less focused in on the
Nice.
first mate.
Yeah, you see what looks like some things swimming out in the distance, but you can't quite make out what it is.
The first mate is definitely taking my interest now.
Okay, what's taking your interest with her then?
Just the dispassion that's going on recently. Just kind of like, oh, if you gotta go talk to him, go talk to him. Hey, you really shouldn't bother him right now. Just, I don't know if that's just her natural state or something a little bit different.
Did you go talk to her or something?
No, I'm just gonna observe her behavior.
Given off what you've seen of her, the last couple days, it seems like that's just the way she normally acts.
Okay. He's just looking for anyone that is just not behaving correctly, just different, just out of place.
Nothing you seem to notice that. Everyone seems to be going about their business like the ship's run like a well-oiled machine.
Good, because then as soon as he sees somebody who's not working like a well-oiled machine, he's going to become instantly suspicious.
Actually, I Victor would have an idea. A ship this size has to have a place to store cargo, correct?
Yes.
Like store supplies, store food. Victor would try and slip below deck and see, based upon what he knows about the ship, what if there anything else that would be out of the ordinary.
Okay, give me a. Do you have your armor on?
No, he would not have his armor
Okay,
on.
man, then just do a normal stealth check.
Good old stealth. And that'd be a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, a natural 20, I should say.
Okay, so which way are you gonna try to sneak down?
Let's see. I'm assuming these green hatches are where the green lines would be where the below decks would be.
Yep.
The one on this side.
Okay. You gotta scroll down to the bottom half to get to there.
Yep.
You'd actually come out on that side.
Oh.
You see, on this side, I didn't bother putting them in, but there is a bunch of cannons lined up along the edges here.
And do I see crew going about like checking them, or are they all just stowed away and there's only like a skeleton?
They're not manned right now, so they're just doors that lead them to the outside are kind of closed, but you can kind of see there's just a crap ton of hammocks right there, kind of like what yours was in, but they're spaced together. So this is like the lower crewman's quarters. You can see right there. And if you peek around this corner, same thing.
Nothing. Well, I guess nothing seems out of the obvious, out of the ordinary.
Although you can see a couple people sleeping in a few of them right now.
All right. At that point, seeing that no one's really watching, he would head to the furthest deck below.
That would be the next side then.
Yep. Same side here, so it'd be
Right over there. You saw the...
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't bother filling it in, but this area is just completely packed with cargo.
With anybody, if you notice anybody also down here as well, just cargo, nothing else.
You do see a dwarf. Let me double check to make sure I have that right. Yep, you do see a dwarf kind of wandering around, looking like taking the ledger, going, "Yep, that's still there, still intact." Yep, and maybe what sounds like a couple other people walking around down here. You hear one yell out. Let me see here. Ore corral section down over here is accurate. We're good to go over here. Hi, thanks. Still working over here.
Victor would stay in the shadows and just kind of watch for a bit and just see if just watch how they're patrolling around, what they're looking for, and kind of get a view of how they're going through the cargo.
You hear another guy yell from over here. Hey, we got a box over here that looks like it got a little shaken around and dinged up. I'm gonna open her up and check to make sure everything's good inside of it. You hear like a creaking as something opens up. Yeah, lucked out. It's a box of blankets, it looks like, so nothing really got damaged in it. We're good. Just basically just doing a inventory check to make sure nothing got damaged and thrashing around in the storm. From what you can tell what they're doing down here.
Alright, and how close would you say we are to nighttime?
Say it's been about 2 hours now, so the storm should probably, hopefully, getting close to clearing up.
What I'm saying is, would you say it's still dark out, or is it bright?
It's midday still.
Still midday, so
yeah, there's still sun peeking in through the loading bay dock things, whatever you want to call them, that open up. These things, I forget what they're called.
So, Victor would have made note of which box that seemed to have gotten loose, and would sneak back upstairs before it gets caught.
Okay. Why it's not? I don't have it on select move. That's why I can't move that. I'm an idiot. Well, anybody else want to do anything for now, or just wait till the storm clears up?
Probably just wait it out.
Yeah, just wait.
So as you're
before you continue, I'm gonna do an intelligence check on Eric real quick for something.
Okay.
Just to see if he would do it or not, or be motivated to do it. Okay. He continues doing what he's doing.
So who's going to be on top deck right now?
That's Eric. Eric for sure is going to be on top.
Anyone else?
No, Victor would stay below deck and probably go to grab his arcane crystal. The little ruby crystal he uses to cast magic just in case.
Because above game, I think I figured out how they might try to assassinate these people. So.
Okay.
And it makes perfect sense. But Eric wouldn't know, so I'm going to keep my trap shut.
Victor has some ideas of how the best to go about, but nothing is. That's not proof. Nothing that can be described as proof. So he's just going to go grab a few things and kind of wait this out and see. I've got to try something and try it soon.
Anybody else going to be above deck, or just Eric?
Yeah, and Doris will go up and storm watch.
I'll be there too.
Okay, so yeah, a couple hours later, you see the storms have kind of subsided. And that's when you see both the captain and Fremmid come walking out of the thing, just basically talking, saying some tales. Well, it's been good talking to you, Captain. Looks like the storm's passed up enough, so you should be able to get on your merry way, continue your journey, getting the king and queen back home safely. Give me a perception check, everyone that's on above deck.
15.
22.
Yeah, everyone notices this, especially Mountain Blood, that he's carrying a couple of fancy-looking bottles of wine with him, and it looks like a little golden trinket of something in his hand.
Eric's gonna walk forward and approach the polymorph dragon. Ah, payment for protective services. I see. Kind of smiles at him, saying it sarcastically.
Do you say that in Draconic?
Ah, yes.
He says back in you, yes, indeed.
Well,
Well, I did
good
quite
luck.
enjoy the wine. This might not last, but yeah, as the little trinket he's holding.
Well, we do appreciate you allowing us some protection and safe harbor from the storm. I'm sure the captain's already expressed that. I just wanted to express that to you as well. It seems like Eric's really respectful of dragons, especially, ones that are kind. Because he understands how strong they are.
Notice that Harold's kind of leaning over this edge. You mean we have to go back to the sea? I was just getting over seasickness.
Eric's gonna turn toward Harold. Also, have this gift of a wonderful bard to entertain you on your island.
Oh, God.
He looks at him. No, I don't think I will. The Captain America's shrug.
Well, I had to try.
Walks up and slaps him on the back. Have a good trip now, buddy.
Oh, also, did you get something from our other people on the ship?
I did not meet with the king and queen.
Okay. Just interested in that, or whether or not you did or not. Okay.
Yes, I know the situation with them. I figured it's better to not know where they are.
I agree, but you can handle your own business, so,
Yes, I know. I could if someone did try to attack them with me on board, it would not end well for them. But I'd rather keep them safe with them, because the only person that knows where they are on this ship right now is the captain. So keeps them safer that way. But anyways, I bid you all adieu as he jumps off into the water.
As he's hopping up onto the edge and getting ready to dive into the water, Andaris will say something in Draconic to the effect of, safe journey to you.
He responds back as, may your journey be safe as well.
And bye-bye.
Knock on wood.
As he
Captain.
jumps off, you hear the captain yell, raise anchor! Raise the sails.
Yeah.
Our journey continues.
Way anchor.
Get to it, men.
About 10 minutes later, the second mate comes up to him, about 4,382 pounds. Put the anchor in the damn boat. Y'all don't even know how to weigh anchor.
I may have said
Captain,
the
I had
wrong
a question.
nautical terms there, but whatever. As you hear Harold go, oh no, not again. As he basically just falls prone and starts crawling back to the steps down to his room. Ever so slowly.
I just point and laugh.
Captain, I had a question.
Go ahead.
we have supplies on this ship, obviously between food and munitions. Is there any danger of fire or explosions below deck?
There is the room where we keep our gunpowder for the cannons in, but only
Is that enough to do substantial damage to the ship?
If it all goes off, potentially yes.
Okay.
But the
So-
room is warded with anti-fire runes in case something does happen in there.
Okay. Because I was just kind of thinking about that. I'm like, this is a big ship. There's a lot of cannons here. Oh. Well, that would be a good way to try to kill somebody, is to sink a ship in the middle of the ocean.
Yes, we did. It would, but he whispers to you, we took along less gunpowder than normal this time.
All right. Again, just being thorough. You know, just making sure.
Like, only you and only he said that only to you.
Oh yeah, he would lean in and say that too. Okay. All right. Just trying to think. The longer we can kind of stall, the closer and closer we get to port, the less and less likely is something happening.
Yes, fortunately it's only a 3-day trip, so hopefully we don't need more than what we brought.
Though it would be gutsy to pull something once we do hit port. That's the last thing I'm worried about. If they were going to do it in the open ocean, it would be relatively soon. If not, it would be as we hit port.
Everyone give me a perception check again. That's above
Zach?
deck.
Oh, above deck? Okay.
Yep. Wimpy, I'll let you have advantage on this considering what it's for.
Damn.
Did you say I had advantage on it?
Yes, you
Eric?
did.
Okay, so that's 23.
And Darius, you still above deck?
Yeah, 19.
Okay, yeah, both you and Eric see this often because you're getting closer to the away from the archipelago. You do see what looks like the giant crest of a giant something kind of peek out of the water as it dives down. You got a good glimpse of his actual size.
That's a big one. He wasn't lying. He's a big one.
Oh, just for clear note, Victor would ready in action to toss one of those deck cards to the deck of illusions out as soon as before Harold pops through the door.
Okay, let me. Where did I put that?
Oh boy, here we go. And it all goes downhill immediately after.
Immediately after.
Ah, there it is. I have a deck of cards set aside for this, so it's truly random.
I had a feeling you might be been waiting for such a moment. That was a good time to check this out, just in case. But like I said, Victor wouldn't know how it's popping through. He'd just be ready to toss it out the door as soon as the door opens. He figures everyone's still on deck.
Don't I have a deck of cards like that too?
Yeah, I think you both have one now. Okay, just let me check how this works. Do I have the jokers in there?
What happens if you pull the rules card?
Anything goes.
I'll make up something. Okay, so I cast prestidigitation. I just start of Danny DeVito, and he just starts blasting.
So anyway, start prestidigitating.
Okay, so You draw and throw down a card. See what that one turns into.
Heart of the cards, heart of the cards, heart of the cards.
I believe the heart of the cards that believes the heart of me.
So you see Harold walk in and you throw this this card on the ground. Just roll a d20.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a great thing to waste a natural 20 on. What's up behind door number 1?
So as you throw the card down, a succubus appears in front of you.
God damn it.
God damn it.
And he looks up at it. Oh, hey there, pretty lady. How you doing?
How do you feel about guys that smell like puke?
Well, I think I have something for this. Let's see, what does
Ooh. Ooh, what you into? Huh? I'm into anything right now. Reaches out to grab her leg. Hand goes through it. God damn it. I'm seeing things now.
And
I
you
need
see her
to
stick behind
get
the door.
sleep.
Then it goes and picks up the card. Okay, not exactly.
That card is now blank.
Yeah, hey Harold.
He doesn't pay attention to you, just goes and crawls into his bed.
I need to
Thanks for being your good sport. Much appreciated. Picks up the card and puts it back in the deck. Anyway, picks up.
Yeah, like I said, that card is blank now. It doesn't show any symbol on it anymore.
I need an adult. I need an adult.
That was good for a laugh. Thanks for raising my spirits, Harold.
So basically, that card is worthless now.
All right. Yeah, he puts that on the very top of the deck. You never know. You never know. It might still come in handy.
Let me double check what it does do. I think it just says it turns blank. Yep, just the card loses its image, so it can't be used anymore.
Oh well.
So anybody else have anything they want to do, or just let the day sail on for a bit?
Andaris doesn't have any great insights into the assassination plot, but he might go and just sit outside the king and queen's room and keep an eye on things.
You don't know where the king and queen are staying?
Oh, I thought we were, since we were ostensibly their bodyguards that they demanded come along, I thought we were given that information.
Nope,
No,
you do not know where they're staying on the ship.
Well,
I think we're also guests. Like we were like, oh, thank you for trying to save us. We appreciate it. Here, have a vacay at our island kingdom. That's thanks.
Yep, that's what's happening.
Okay. I thought they're like, oh, you were there when you know when we didn't get killed the last time, so you're coming along this time.
No, don't worry. Well, it's just a PR stunt. It'll be we'll get our awards and our trinkets and our medals soon enough. We just didn't survive to get to them.
Except Mountain Blood, he's not going to get one. But R2 will. Star Wars reference.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I was just gonna. I was like, man, why they don't ever give Chewbacca an award? That's some BS, if you ask me. Although, to be fair, where would they put the medal on?
Around his neck. They were on like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It was a neck award, not like a pin or something.
Yeah.
Anywho, so other than that, Victor would go and grab himself something to eat because, well, that can't wait for anything. He would, however, try and sneak just the breastplate and keep it under his clothes. Over the swim out.
Okay. You head on over to the mess hall then.
Yep. And would get something, whatever's available. Some more that lovely stew.
Well, he doesn't have the stew tonight. He has kind of a cheese and rice with a chicken dish tonight.
Ooh.
I'll be throwing up that the cheese, but no use being home to see it with an empty stomach. Victor would grab a bowl and grab a plate and be. Like I say, you would take the
Basically
furthest,
risotto with chicken in it.
yeah. So you would take the furthest corner and just start eating while kind of keeping eyes of the crew. Try not to be too suspicious.
Yeah, since it was a short journey, they could bring along some less perishable foods. So, yeah, from what you can tell, give me a perception check.
No problem. Here we go. Percept test. Modify 20.
Yep, everything just seems like a hunky dory. Nobody seems out of place. Just people come down, eat, see a couple people play a quick game of cards for fun. They're not seems like they're betting on this one.
I was about to ask, but yes.
Could join in if you want, but it wouldn't be for money or anything.
I think Victor made a killing. He's not going to. He's not into just for casual play at the moment. Not yet, at least.
You're pretty sure that's Simon's the one that gets in on the gambling ones.
Not to mention, I think him and Mount Blood cleared out a good lot of them of their money, so no need for insult to injury.
That might be the other reason no one seems to want to gamble right now.
Hey, that's why it's called gambling. You win some, you lose some.
But at one point, you do happen to catch Isaac walk by and grab some food instead of the table that you're not at.
Which it would be the center
Isaac
table.
was the younger kid from where you grew up.
No. I just want to know which table would you be sitting at?
This one.
Victor,
See him talk with a couple of the crewmates, basically to say how they're enjoying the because this seems like his first voyage. How he's enjoying the trip, how he's adjusting to working with the captain. Says he knew him growing up, so he gets along with him fine. Everything's going good.
Victor would grab his plate and grab the first empty seat and say, "Is this seat taken?" Or can anybody join?
Yep. Go right ahead. I see you're one of the guests aboard the ship. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Can't complain. I mean,
That's good. First time on a ship? Mine too.
Oh, more or less. I don't think Victor has been on a ship before. I've only read about long voyages like this. It's back when I was growing up, reading academics is pretty much what I spend most of my time doing.
Yeah, me too. Noble families like to do that, so make sure kids grow up to be good members of society, well read, and all that. Luckily, I didn't have as hard of a parents as the captain did, because I kind of grew up close to him, so I knew him growing up.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, he had a brother too. I just don't know what happened to him. He disappeared one day, family didn't the best way to describe that, since I don't know, nobles thing doesn't usually deal with common folk translate all that well.
I think the words were dead. We're basically dead to them. He yeah,
that's a good way to word it. It was nice, so maybe this wasn't cut out for the being that noble thing, probably better for him that way anyways. Hope he's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sure he's doing fine.
I know his mom and dad mostly keep to themselves now.
So tell me, I think when the brother took off, do things get sour? Did anything go like how did the community react? You don't know how nobles being nobles, they like to gossip.
Something about the younger son being what did they call him? A monster? How could a family like that raise something like that? I don't know. I was really young when he disappeared, so I didn't understand all that much, and no one brings it up anymore.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that might be like. Just kind of grips the bottom of the table a little strongly.
Yeah, I guess
Let's go.
kind of lucky I was an only child.
Siblings are like that.
You have a brother
So,
too, or something, or sister?
long time ago, we had a falling out.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And some people have siblings they love, some people have siblings they detest. It's everyone. It's just the way of the world. People are people.
That they are. Well, as he says that as he's finishing up his plate. Well, I gotta get the captain's food to him up in his quarters, so I will see you around. What was the name you said? I didn't catch that.
I wouldn't mind. I'm not. You're probably not gonna see me much of me anymore. I'm just a guest. I'm just a guest of the king and queen. Nothing more. All right, go.
My name is Victor.
Well, I guess I'll see you around. If I run into you, I'll give you a hi. You have a nice day. Enjoy your. Hopefully, you don't get too seasick now.
That's the plan. Just kind of gives him a wink and a finger gun, a finger crossbow. Hey, look out for yourself. Captain's a hard man, but at least he runs a tight ship.
Yeah, he's been kind of working me hard, but can't get strong without being worked into the ground every now and then. But gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do it for my family.
Now, like I said, he's not acting weird at all. Is he? Like, it just seems like he's just like a young cat, like young
Yeah,
executive.
seems to be acting the same way you remember him.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
He was always kind of young and naive, so.
That poor dumb kid. He's in for a world of if he ever gets wise, God's help him. Anyway, he turns back. So as he kind of walks away, turns back.
See him kind of go up the steps up here with another set of food for the captain, obviously.
So Victor returned back, like, so would anybody know where to get a fishing rod and some tackle? Kind of got in mind to while away today while we pass through.
Yeah, you can go check with the quartermaster Morecrawl. He should be on the deck below this if he's on duty at the moment.
I think I'll do just that. Finish up the rest of this meal and kind of straighten himself out. You have an excellent day now. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, I gotta get back to work shortly. I gotta man the crow's nest today, so tonight. So
Well, you
always fun.
Keep a good weather eye out. It's takes a look at the nearest, I guess, porthole or whatever. Trouble might be a brewing, or it might be a sign. Who knows? Anywho,
Yeah, you see him as he walks off. Let me check to make sure I have the right god. Yeah, let's hope Selkie's feeling merciful today. She wasn't this morning, but hopefully she gives us better passage the rest of the trip.
So, yeah, same here. Worst case scenario, at least we'll keep things interesting.
True that.
Anywho, so Victor would go off and find the quartermaster.
If you go down these green ones here.
Yep.
You hear some talking coming from up here that sounds like that same guy that was doing the work down below deck when you were sneaking around. Who moved this over here? Oh, you're gonna pay for that if I figure out whoever it is. Make sure the captain makes you clean the latrines for a week. Stupid son of a... Yosemite Sam grunting.
I'm assuming that's probably the dwarf I saw earlier.
You would assume. It sounds like him.
What was it, Mordecai? I think his name was.
What I say isn't it? Morkral.
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 Quartermaster. You down here?
Screw it. I'll just reveal everything.
Yeah, he would go poking around see if you can find the quartermaster. So let's just assume that. I'm just assuming he would just be poking around.
You go in there and you see a dwarf kind of sitting at a desk, just going through stuff. This is here, all accurate, good. This area is just kind of it's filled with, it's basically a mess, but it's an organized mess would be the best way to describe it.
Kind of lasted days ago, but otherwise not like tightly bound down like it should be.
Yeah.
You expect that ship of this particular type.
What was that?
I would say it would definitely be like it would be kind of like tossed over and kind of put into not neat piles, but piles nonetheless. But definitely not expected on a military ship.
Yeah.
So you're the quartermaster.
Yes, I am, sir. Just got to make sure the ship's logs stay accurate. Don't want to lose anything in voyage. Just had that storm kind of mess stuff up. Just basically he's talking a mile a minute. What can I help you with? I know one of the guests aboard the ship today. This journey.
Yes, my good friend. I was looking to see if I can get a hold of fishing rods and tackle. Figure, since I had a lot of time on my hands, I would try and see if we try a little fishing. Pass the time before we hit port.
Do we have any of those? Let me see here. Flips through a book. No. Fish nets, stockings, fish rod. Yeah, I think we should have one of those we could spare. Considering you are technically military, not our group, but I'll let you use one here.
Yeah,
Follow me.
I can bring it back when we're done.
Yeah, you better bring it back when you're done.
Oh,
here, follow me over here. He goes over to the down thing here. Wait down here. I don't like people down here that don't belong down here. As he trucks on down there.
So just tell me to wait up at the foot of the stairs?
Yep. And then you hear yelling like, have you ever seen A Christmas Story?
Yes.
When the dad's down in the basement fixing the furnace, you hear yelling like that.
So not yelps of like, please help me, I'm being attacked, but please, this confounded thing, it's all over the place.
Yeah. Who put the frickin'...
Or Patton Oswald's wallpaper guy constantly yelling at his imaginary friend Kirby. Damn it!
Who put the barrels of apples after the barrels of bananas? You're gonna pay for this. This is an alphabetical order, you stupid son of a bitch. Like he's very nitpicky about how everything's arranged down there.
Quartermaster, everything fine down there? Sounds like that's a lot of hooting and hollering.
Yes, sorry. My everything's got to be. Like he's basically, you can tell he's kind of more of excessive compulsive. Everything has to be the way he wants it to be. Sorry if I keep down here too long, I'm gonna go crazy. Here comes up with a fishing pole and a can of worms. Now, if you catch something, let me know. I'm a sucker for some good fresh fish. Now bring it back tomorrow before sunsets, or there will be hell to pay. Do you understand?
Victor looks him dead in the eye and say, "I completely understand."
Aye. Well, I wish you luck, as he seems to perk up from that and tromps back to his office, grumbling under his breath, saying, "I gotta get that fixed now."
Takes one. Victor takes one last glance down below, like, yeah, I think that'll work just fine. Before he walks back upstairs to the whichever deck that gave him a clear facing of the ocean.
Be the top deck.
Yeah. So Victor will pop out of the top deck, following the stairs.
You see Simon up there. Where's his thing? Yeah. Gonna do some fishing to kill some time there, eh?
Might as well.
Says the points off to the rear of the ship would probably just don't go back there. The captain doesn't like that. Just stick to the main deck or the around here would be the best. He doesn't like people besides him and the other helmsmen, other people around the helm of the ship.
No, I understand. I don't want just any old ragamuffin fresh off land to be poking around where they're not supposed to.
And you do see the captain up by the helm at this point. Looks like he's holding it at this moment. Basically keeping it steady.
So
he looks at you, gives you a shrug like, whatever. I'll let him fish.
Not worth my time. Yeah, fuck you too. Would be Peter a mum under his breath before he goes to fishing. Like I say, he's specifically waiting for nightfall to hit.
Second, let me check something here. So you're gonna do some casting?
Yep.
Okay. While he's doing this, Eric, you're gonna be above deck right now?
Yep.
Okay. Mountain Blood, what are you gonna be doing? Mountain Blood? You there?
That Astra the Mountain Blood. That Astra the Mountain Blood. Come in.
Okay, Andaris, what are you going to be doing?
He's up on deck at the moment, just kind of watching the horizon.
Okay. Mountain Blood, you back? Earth to Mountain Blood. Come in, Mountain Blood.
Sorry, I was away.
I didn't see your BRB. Sorry. Yeah,
Right,
we're
what's up?
everyone's above deck. What are you going to be doing right now?
I'll be up above deck.
Okay. And you did cast out a line, right, Victor?
Yes.
Okay.
That'd probably be survival, like that's to catch anything, wouldn't it?
Sure, give me a survival check.
18.
Yeah, about an hour or so into the trip, you since you cast it out, you feel a deep tug and something big on there.
Tug.
So you would try to gently bring it in, and then try and give a good yank. And once he's sure, he's definitely got a catch.
Just a second here.
Just so you know, I know nothing about fishing.
I'll wrangle it if it's too big.
Up when you do the big jerk to bring it above, you see a giant monster like fish thing land up on deck.
Fish food. All right.
As you see Simon just happens to catch that, he yells out, "Oh shit, Sahagin!" As that happens, a bunch more of them all seem to jump up on deck in different spots. One up
Fish
up
summoning,
here.
boys.
One up here.
Jesus Christ.
One here. As you hear the captain yell out, "Everyone, to arms! We're under attack!" And that is where we're going to end the session for the day.
Oh, damn it. Oh.